Hi, I'm Morgan Freeborg. In the coming years, it is likely that we will see a greater reliance on AI generative technologies across a variety of fields. What is certain is that AI will push us to our limits and our ability to easily distinguish the real from the virtual. At any time I can change my voice and go from this one to anyone else.
This video was made entirely by AI, and it only took a few minutes.
The script was written by ChatGPT.
The video was then edited by Pictory AI, an AI tool that can automatically select the best shots and put them together in a cohesive way.
The character you see on screen and the voice you're hearing were both generated by Synthesia.io.
Finally, the video was put together with VidStudio, an AI-powered video editor that makes it easy to create and edit videos.
With all these AI tools at our disposal, creating content is now easier than ever, and you don't even need to show your face.
So ever since ChatGPT came out, I've been struggling with whether AI kills or helps creativity. You know, on one hand, yes, it does help creativity because it can help you generate ideas, multiple ideas within a span of a few seconds. But on the other hand, generating ideas is part of the creative process. And I feel like this over-reliance on tools like ChatGPT, like other AI tools, will actually hurt creativity in the long term. It feels like it's automating the things that we would love to do in our free time, the things that we would usually do. Once we automate all those tasks, it feels like it's automating things that we should enjoy doing rather than like try to automate in a few seconds. So yeah, I don't know. I'd love to hear everyone's thoughts on this.
ChatGPT. You can't really resist AI because eventually, even if it's after you die, it's gonna take over.
100%.
When the world moves on, you can delay it. Like when Uber came in. Gary Vee, man, when you see those videos, he always posts them. Gary Vee sitting there in 2010 and he's like, Uber's next up. You guys think that the lawmakers are not gonna allow him, but they are eventually. Yeah. Uber was next up. Yeah, Imagine investing in Uber in 2010. It's crazy how the world moves on, bro.
Good morning, ladies and gents, and welcome to another episode of Coffee Chronicles. I am your host, JVP. Man, check this out. If this is your first time on Coffee Chronicles, I want to let you know there were just a couple of random dudes who like to talk about random stuff that interests us because, trust, we love sharing information. Alright, so the intro was not made to scare you or to put you off. It was to give perspective towards how people are viewing the options we have with AI right now. Many people are afraid that AI will take your job. Many people are afraid that it will take the creativity that we have innately away from us. And from a point of view, they're right, but at the same time, art as we know it does not stay stagnant. What you should be doing as a creative, especially in the industrial design field, is thinking about how you can apply AI towards your job. Regardless of if people think it's ethical or not, you should be focusing on how to apply it, not if it's bad or whatever, because it's gonna stay here, it's gonna be here regardless, like the video said. Stay ahead of the game. This is the time to be proactive. And I mean dead serious, you guys, all right? This is the time. Do not waste this moment.
Hey, it's iConundrum, and here's a story worth paying attention to. McDonald's is announcing layoffs in the middle of reorganization, but pay attention to some parts. So, the McDonald's organization will trigger a corporate staffing reduction as the company adds new restaurants of various models worldwide. There's going to be some difficult decisions and some difficult discussions ahead, says the CEO. So, certain initiatives will be deprioritized or stopped altogether. This is going to help them move faster as an organization while reducing their global costs and freeing them up. Some jobs that are existing today are either going to be moved or go away altogether. They don't have a particular number right now in mind. And in the midst of all of these layoffs, they're going to be expediting the development of new restaurants across multiple continents. So they need to pivot, and what that looks like is increased drive-through lanes, digital ordering, and food delivery that, of course, was prompted by the pandemic. And of course, this pivot includes globally expanding and opening up new restaurants, but not the traditional model. These will be the new automated franchises where customers have no face-to-face interaction with employees. Now, understandably, a lot of franchisees are concerned and upset and threatening to sue.
All right, so we knew for a while that automation was a huge fear for the fast food community. You can say that what automation is to them is what AI is to us. The only difference is that we have the ability to actually use it, which I guess whereas for them, automation was always going to kick them out, regardless of what they did. So given what you know now, you can say that we are at a privileged position, all right?
I think the future could actually be pretty great. And seeing as it's the end of 2022, what big questions do you have about the future? What worries you? What confuses you? And what are you curious about?
I just got back from CES, and a common question I've been getting is what technology or innovation blew your mind the most? And want to know my honest answer to that question? It wasn't, for me, about a singular technology or device that I just can't wait for the world to see. It was the confirmation that we are moving towards a world where everything around us will be smart, connected, and autonomous. It was connecting all of the different innovations across the different companies and the different booths and forecasting what all of this combined could mean for our future. We are on the precipice of a major transformation, being able to stream intelligence from objects that are currently in our world as static. Future where your clothes talk to the fridge, which talks to your car. That's what blew my mind the most. Taking the bird's eye view and connecting all of the innovations I saw at CES, forecasting just how transformative our future is going to be.
With my Frigidaire cold pantry. So true, Mrs. Doughty. In your Frigidaire cold pantry, there's a place for all your foods. Fresh and frozen, canned, bottled and wrapped, new bought and leftover. They're all right there, and they're all at your fingertips. Let's start with the most ingenious door in any refrigerator. It has special places for bottles, spreadable butter, cheeses, even leftovers, and a big picture window hydrator for fruits and vegetables. It tilts down to show you your supply at a glance. And it also lifts out, so you can take it over to the sink when there's a fresh supply to be washed and put away.
All right, so what we have here is a fridge that, they're showing off the stuff inside, right? But I guess one of the main features of this fridge is that you can, there's a camera inside, so you don't have to waste electricity to view what's inside of it. And I'm guessing there's an app and it talks to your phone and you can see and all the other stuff, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Right, so I wanted to soften the blow before we went to this next big step, this next conundrum, if you will. And that's going to be quantum computing. Because we talked about the software, which is AI. Now we have to talk about what's powering that. And this is the really scary stuff right here, all right? All right, so while this is being explained, I want for you to, in your mind, overlay the possibilities with AI onto this hardware. And you'll get it what I mean when I say this is pretty scary.
Quantum computers can tap into parallel realities. This is a quantum computer. What you're looking at is the future of computing itself. Its function is drastically different from that of classical computers, which we know of today. Now, what makes it so different is that classical computers process everything in only two states, 0 or 1. And this is exactly where quantum computers differ from the classical computers. Unlike the classical computers that use bits, zeros, and ones, these quantum computers use qubits, which are a superposition of the classical bits. So if regular bits are just 0 or 1, not both at the same time, a superposition of those regular bits would be 0 and 1 simultaneously. So what makes this so interesting is that regular bits only have two possible positions, 0 or 1. But when processing with qubits, there is an infinite number of positions that lie within the spectrum between 0 and 1. How a machine can process infinite amounts of data within a finite amount of time leads many to speculate that it is only possible by accessing data from parallel realities. To help explain this further, here's a clip from the author of Quantum Theory Cannot Hurt You, A Guide to the Universe.
I mean, your computer can only do, it can store a number of a particular size because it's got the memory space. Where is the quantum computer doing the calculations if it's using more physical resources than exist in our universe? And David Deutsch, who's a physicist at the University of Oxford, says that what the quantum computer does is exploits parallel realities. It exploits copies of itself in parallel universes. So when you set a quantum computer a problem, it splits into multiple copies of itself in parallel realities. They all work on threads of the calculation, and they come back together again with the answer. So he says the quantum computer is something entirely new under the sun. It's the first thing we've ever invented that exploits parallel universes.
I say men love women. But even more than that, men love cars.